Hey there, Springfield. I'm Rajim A. Gross, and I played Dongo in The Riddle of the Spider's Web. That's a Scott Wegener film, if you were unaware. This was a great film to be a part of. Not only was I a character in the film, but I also was an associate producer on this. I did do some AD work also, assistant directing, and it was really a great experience to work on this film with this director. He's very, very humble. So I'm just going to put this out there. This guy has won 5 Emmys. 5 Emmys. And while we were filming this film, he got his 5th one. And rather than go to the award ceremony, he was like, I just want to be here with you guys making film. And that was like so cool. Scott loves filmmaking. And I'm so glad that I got to work with this guy. He's been making films for 50 years. And you're going to see with, all the things that he's got, he's about to show you, ways that you can make films for little or no money. And also the fact that we made this entire feature film with 0 budget. He told me, oh yeah, we're going to make this film and we're not going to really have a budget. Get out of here. Seriously? Oh my God. My eyes popped out of my head when this guy was telling me, hey, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that, we're going to have a big boat, we're going to do this, we're going to do... I'm thinking, how? With no money. But we did it. And I swear to you, if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd have been like, that's never going to happen. I hope you guys enjoy what's coming up next, and I hope that you see us on the screen for The Riddle of the Spider's Web. You guys take care.
Thank you, Raj, and thank you to Springfield, Missouri for being the first stop on our Engage Your Film Passion Tour 2020. We'll be headed from Springfield to Amarillo, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Woodland, Davis, Sacramento, Chico, Eugene, Oregon, Nampa, Idaho, Rock Springs, Wyoming, Denver, Colorado, back to Cincinnati, Louisville, Columbus, and Dayton, Ohio. We're going to have a great time talking about zero budget filmmaking. Now, this was supposed to be a live tour, but of course, thanks to this guy right here, we're going to have to do this virtually. In other words, it's all pre-recorded. I'm in my office in Cincinnati. In fact, let me show you exactly what we're dealing with here. This is what it actually looks like for zero budget filmmaking when we're having to self-isolate and, shelter in place, all that kind of thing. But it doesn't mean that we have to have our passion stop. So we're going to be talking about zero budget filmmaking. It's a great time to start in Missouri, the show me state, because there's a lot of skepticism out there about zero budget filmmaking. Some saying it's not even possible. You can't make a movie without any money. You can't tell your story if you don't have the budget for it. That's got to be really daunting to us creatives who only want to tell our story, to be able to be creative, express ourselves in whatever manner we want to do. And I'm here to tell you, you can do that even if you don't have the budget. And I'm going to give you a lot of tips on how to do it throughout the tour, but today we're going to be focusing on what actually it looks like to do a zero budget film. Now, before we get started, I want to do a couple shout outs here. First, to Central High School Creative Filmmaking Club. You guys are awesome. Keep rocking it. You have filmmakers, writers, actors, all kinds of creatives coming together, learning how to do the creative process. I started making movies when I was 15 years old. In fact, this is the very camera that I started with. It's a Brownie Funsaver crank, spring-loaded movie camera that I learned how to do all the basic stuff with filmmaking on. Not very sophisticated, but it got me through, it got me started, it built my passion to want to do this for the rest of my life. Now, The first thing I'd like to talk about here is the fundamental problem of doing a movie with a budget, and that is trying to raise the money. As creatives, we are most likely more interested in the storytelling side than we are the bookkeeping and money amassing side. We don't have that skill set often to be able to generate income, go to investors, try and get out points, figure out all the math and the bookkeeping and accounting that's involved in being able to finance a movie, do it fairly, and not have people be feeling ripped off or cheated. A lot of folks will say when they're trying to do things for money and they're doing it on a minimum budget is, well, if we spend a little bit here and a little bit there, maybe we can just cobble something together and we'll have a small movie. We won't do anything too elaborate. We'll just keep it, basic. What I'm here to tell you is you don't have to do that. You don't have to limit yourself. You don't have to limit your imagination because of what you have in your wallet. You can do as big of a project as you want. If you want to do an epic science fiction blockbuster with worlds blowing up and spaceships and monsters, you can pull that off. It takes work, and I'll show you step by step how to do that. Not just today, but during the entire tour, as we talk with filmmakers, young people, and other creatives around this country. So let's get started. If you're going to do a zero-budget movie, try to take money completely out of the equation. If you pay one actor, one crew person, you're going to have some distrust by everybody else on your cast going, well, if that person was paid, why am I not getting paid? Another problem that you can have when you start spending money is if you spend a little bit here and then, well, I can pay a little bit there, then after a while you'll find that you're spending money right and left for everything and you're going to run out and your project can grind to a halt before you've gotten out of the starting gate. And I know this from experience. I've had it happen to me, so I've learned to just use no money, take it off the table completely, and use your wits, your imagination, your networking skills, and your creative drive, which you have in large abundance, to be able to problem solve. When you are problem solving, I want you to avoid doing, hey, it's good exposure. This will look great on your resume. I think we've all worked on productions or known people who've done productions who have made those promises and nothing ever came of it. They didn't get any calls from agents. Nobody came beating down on their door saying, oh, I saw you in this zero-budget movie. I want to hire you because you're awesome. Don't disillusion your cast. And what's the best way of doing that? Remember when I talked about passion? You need to work harder than anyone else on your set. That means knowing your script, doing the storyboards, having the research behind every shot so that you know this is going to be the absolute best that you can make and everyone else can be proud of. Case in point, here's a scene from The Spider's Web, Arch
Tell me
Defiance.
what you know about something called the kangaroo.
What?
Your father designed it for NASA? You know. Before he went nuts?
He never went nuts.
So then tell me about the kangaroo.
NASA launched it to Mars. Last I heard, it was headed back to Earth.
Okay, and what else do you know about it?
Why?
This is why.
Did your father discuss it with you? How it worked? How it was put together? What it was made for?
Maybe.
I should hope for your sake that he did. Otherwise, we little use for you.
Right out of college, I got a job working at a television station as a news photographer. Now, I wasn't really enamored with the idea of doing that, but it does serve a good function. Plus, it gets me around cameras, tripods, microphones, storytelling every day, 5 days a week. So I'm able to hone my skills as a storyteller. Plus, as a writer, I'm out there meeting everybody from folks living in cardboard boxes to the President of the United States, being able to interview them, know them intimately. What a vast treasure trove. Now, for me, it worked real well being a television journalist, and it's something I've grown to appreciate and very vital, especially in these tough times. but almost any job out there uses creative problem solving, which is what filmmaking can be. Whether you're doing customer service with somebody, or you're selling insurance, or you're a plumber, all those things require the same kind of creative problem solving that filmmaking does. So what do the solutions to some of those big ticket filmmaking problems look like? When we get together the day after tomorrow in Amarillo, Texas, we'll talk about how to get some big ticket items like buildings, sound stages, and even international travel, all without breaking the bank. Before we take off, I want to do a final shout out to Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen and their amazing chicken pot pies. If you're in the area, stop by, get some for takeout for the next time you join us for the Engage Your Film Passion Tour in Amarillo on Tuesday. That's at noblemanSquare.com or YouTube. We'll see you there.